Hello, everybody. This is Farhan Jamil, and welcome back to the session two of Meet the Trainer. And today we have Mavish Ahmed with us. She is a sales trainer. She is a marketing trainer. She has like the skills of digital media marketing. She knows how to do the business, how to take the businesses from zero to 100, how to make any business which is a failure right now, and how to make the business successful. And today, we're going to talk with her about the training that she is going to have here with Saif Training Pakistan. And the title of that training is going to be the career development. And she herself is running an organization with the name Power Circle. So let's talk to Mahavish and ask her about herself, about the Power Circle idea, and also about the training that she is going to provide with over here, like using the Saif Training Pakistan platform. All right. So how are you, Mahavish?
I'm doing good.
That's great, mashallah. So tell us something about yourself, who you are. People wants to know about that.
Yeah, basically, Farhan, I'm a marketer by profession and by academic background. So I have 15 years of experience in sales and marketing. So my mission and ambition of life is to transform struggling companies into really successful businesses.
All right.
So with that being said, I have 10 years of back experience in USA, and where I have learned that sales is a very learnable and a teachable trade. So I'm transforming. I just came to Pakistan 3 years ago. So I'm trying to implement those in different companies and trying to make strategies for them.
That's great. And tell us something about the company that you have established with the name Power Circles.
Yeah, so this is basically a startup. I was working for 3 years with my dad's company. I tried to kind of revive that company, and then now, like a few months ago, I started this company, Power Circle, where I am basically trying to make strategies for different companies so that they can really transform their sales. So like every company needs different tools and techniques to flourish. Not every company requires the same kind of tools and vehicles to transform the company. So we make, first of all, we make a case study, then we make strategies, and then we kind of provide the solutions as well. So we can be your partner, sales channel partner, and we also do trainings for existing teams.
Wonderful, wonderful. And how do you find your experience over here in Pakistan? Just as you said, you came here in Pakistan 3 years before. How's going your experience?
Well, very nice, because in USA there is a lot which I learned, and when I came to Pakistan, I felt there was a lot of opportunity here that I could teach and train my own homeland. So I can have a lot of people. Pakistan has a lot of talent, but it needs polishing. So this is what I felt, and by tweaking and just a little bit polishing, I think so we can do really a lot.
Yeah,
We can really go a long way.
we just need a little bit of brushing up, and after that, we'll
Yeah.
be the most shining stars in the world, inshallah.
Yep.
All right. So tell us the about your training that you're going to provide with that training Pakistan. What's the title and what's the purpose of that training?
Okay, so this is basically about career development. Again, because I learned in Pakistan in 3 years that a lot of Pakistani individuals don't know that what's the trends internationally. So in Pakistan, we have these talents and all, but a lot of people are wasting their time and money and their energy on doing something which is obsolete.
Hmm.
So, like, okay, so for example, I worked with my dad's company for 3 years, and this is an engineering company.
Hmm.
So, when I was in, first of all, when I was in USA, there was like 5 years ago, there was a big transition. Everybody was like transforming into digitalization of their marketing. So, but there were not many Pakistani companies out there. So everybody approaches India or Malaysia, Philippines, these kind of countries, and Pakistan is way behind.
Hmm.
So now I came back to Pakistan, and I see that there are so many people still in they are old school. So they
Hmm.
are still trying to become doctors. They are still trying to become engineers. Still trying to do the same things which their families are trying to push them into. So
Hmm.
there are 100 billion different opportunities out there which can be untapped, and people can make money and still be absolutely, they can use their own passion and own skills and interest of their own and
Hmm.
make a career out of that, but they are still conventionally trying to pursue what their families are telling, engineer bano,
Yeah, those
doctor
those
bano,
kind
bas
of
yahi
things.
zindagi hai.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it has to change. We got to jump on this bandwagon of digitalization, or we're going to be left behind.
Hmm. All right. So, what are you going to teach or train people in your career development training?
Actually, it's not about teaching and training. It's more like I want to
Exploring.
everybody to, yeah, I want to everybody to kind of explore themselves first of all, and open their eyes to new possibilities,
Hmm.
and then I can give some kind of like kind of direction that where as to where they can still pursue their passion, still uh, and at the same time still be very like modern and trend, follow the trend, which are the future trends of the world.
Hmm. When it comes to Pakistan, so I believe everybody is torn between the passion and profession. And let me share two school of thought that I have already asked you earlier as well. That
Yeah.
some people say that your passion should never become your profession, because if that is
Mhm.
going to happen, you're not going to make money, because that's your passion. Even if you're not getting money, you will be keep doing that. And there's also another school of thought that says make your passion as your profession, and that's how, even though you're not making money in the beginning, but you're loving it, and eventually you are going to master that skill, and you'll be making a lot of money. So what do you suggest? Shall people really follow their passion? And also, do remember that it's so damn difficult to pursue or to follow your passion in Pakistan. It's not that easy, because
Yeah.
like मामू ने ये कह दिया
Yeah.
था, चाचू ने ये कह दिया है, अब्बा जी ये चाह रहे
Exactly.
हैं, और ये like we do face all these problems.
Hmm.
So how would you say that what is more important? Passion is important or not? Passion should become your profession or not? By considering this thought that there are so many other sources, other forces which are pushing us to go beyond your passion. So what's your answer for that?
Well, I am a big believer of exploring your own passion and then following totally that. Because the money's gonna follow you. If you are happy doing whatever you are passionate about, money's gonna follow that.
Hmm.
That's my true belief. So I'm gonna tell you a very brief little story in this training that, like I said, okay, so my sister is an artist, and my eldest sister is a physician, and she's mashallah very intelligent. She was always good in school. She was always getting A's and all. Like she was always the top-notch student of the class. And my parents always pushed my younger sister that she should also do something like engineering or become the doctor or become something like more useful so that she can actually she can be a professional businesswoman or something. So anyway, like I grew up into this kind of environment where she was always accused, she was always being bullied, and always she was made fun of that, okay, tum kya karogi zindagi mein, bhooki mar jaogi, kuch bhi nahi. Like she was an artist, and she's an artist, and she was so passionate when she was young that she wants to become artist. And my mom, my dad, all the family, even I, like everybody would create so much difficulties, hardships for her, and we would say, this is so useless to become an artist and all. And today she followed her passion, and today she is one of the most famous artists of the world. She is making money the most. She makes one painting and she earns $50,000. So this is a reality story, and this is what I'm telling everybody. I'm trying to preach everybody I meet that you need to follow your passion. God has made a certain purpose and a certain circuit for you, and if you follow that, and if you just make that so beautiful up, उसी को इतना डेवलप कर लो, अपने अंदर पैशन को और उसको बना लो. Your career will, you will mold yourself into a very beautiful career, and that is what we need to do. We got to follow our passion.
It sounds so good to listen to this thing that follow your passion, and it
Yeah.
also gives you the beautiful thought that you are going to be the one you really want to. But I hope you are going to give us the way in your training that how can we do that thing, because it's not easy, to be very frank. The path is really
Yeah.
difficult. All right. Another reason for that, I believe, is the decision making skills, because we were never taught that you can make your own decisions. It's always like our brought up is more about becoming dependent on other people. You cannot take your own decision. How can you do this without asking it from me or from your elder, or maybe from the seniors expert? Might be they might also get wrong. So decision making skill is not something that you would see specifically in Pakistan, in our nation. We are always dependent on the people, what they suggest you, and by doing
Mhm.
that, if you don't have the decision making skills, so eventually you start living the life of their dream, and you start seeing the world through their eyes. I believe that's the worst part. So what do you think about decision making skills in Pakistan, and how are you going to help people to develop that skill in themselves in your training?
Okay, so well, decision making is a tough job though. But with education and this is what I've learned in my operations management certification when I got that you make decision making trees. Sometimes we do not apply whatever we studied and we went to school for. We never apply that to our personal lives, and that's where the problem comes in. We get educated because we can make our personal lives and use those different techniques and tools and mold it according to our own lives, and then apply those. So in operations management certification, I had a problem of decision making as well. And I still struggle with that though. But what I do is I take a whiteboard and I make a decision making tree. So if you don't know about that, it's basically that you put all these options in on the
Right in
on
front
like
of you.
just we have branches, and what you do is you put one option as one branch and the other option as the other branch, and the third option as a third branch, and then you kind of put the pros and cons of those that decision you took. So decision A is going to be okay, it's going to take you this much time, it's going to take you this much money, it's going to take you this much resources. Then if I do this, then it's going to lead to this, and then you make a whole kind of branch out of that, and then kind of lead that, and then the others decision. So you kind of you keep on making little branches, and you kind of reach okay, and then when you make the whole map out of that each branch, and then you can compare that okay, you took a decision A or B or C, and then okay, you know what, decision C was the best, because it took me the least time, it took me the least resources and the least energy to get to my destination A to B, which was my purpose. And then decision A took me would take so many resources and so much, and that's gonna be way too much time. So that kind of tools, our education teaches us to become a more efficient person, and we need to use those little tools and tricks and tips to make our life more efficient. So this is what I learned, and I think so this is how everybody can use and make a decision tree.
Well, I don't have a whiteboard at my home or like even in my office, but still
You can draw it in your diary,
yeah,
yes.
I can draw it in my diary. But how I learned the skill, how I make my decisions, by the way, I learned it by playing chess. And I also suggest you
Mhm.
should also learn to play chess.
Yeah,
When you're playing
yes you
chess,
did.
all the options are right in front of you. And there's a
Yeah.
storm going on in your brain that what would be the best decision, what would be the best turn,
Mhm.
best move to make right now. So yeah, like that really helps. So it means we need to focus, we need to brainstorm on our problems, and then evaluate it, how you're going to solve it,
Yeah.
and also focus on different solutions and select the best one. And I don't think we don't do that. We do that much because we are not trained that way. All right. And moving forward, just tell me what would be the objective of your training? And also, what would be the outcome once, like, if a person has attended your session, your training, what would be the outcome? What benefit is going to get from your training? So, objectives and
Okay.
outcomes.
Okay, so objective, of course, is that it is so much needed in Pakistan. So I'm just giving an example. Objective is basically that people should open themselves up to their own self. I have seen so many, because I was a part of my dad's company where I was in constant contact with youngsters who are facing difficulties. They have already done their engineering. They are pursuing their engineering degree, or they are. I used to go to universities, and universities people are saying कि okay हम जिंदगी में पैसा कैसे कमाएं, हम बाहर के मुल्क चले जाएं तो आसानी हो जाएगी, पाकिस्तान में तो मुश्किलात है. There is so many problems they have their in their own head, and that is because they are not using their own internal circuit which God has given them, and not using running the same programming on that. So they need to first understand that what is exactly their internal circuit, how they can match the programming on top of that circuit, and then on top of that they need to develop that. Even a diamond needs polishing and cuts. Everything needs training and development. So objective, of course, to answer your question exactly, that objective is that I need that all the youngsters who are watching this video, all the and especially Pakistanis, because in Pakistan our families have a lot of influence on us, and we 99% of the time we do what our families wants us to do. We don't open ourselves and open our mind to different possibilities that the world out there is way beyond, and God has made us for big dreams. So we self engineer banjo, doctor banjo is we have to come out of that thing. And the other thing is especially females, we need to understand that females can go to moon. वो औरत है तो हम लड़की है तो हम ये नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकते. Everybody needs to open their minds. We have each and every capacity and capability to do anything what a man can do. So why they limit themselves? We need to open our minds, and we need to explore that what God has given us to be, and purpose, and find that. And then the moment we do that, we're gonna be invincible. We're gonna be the most powerful person ever born. So and then to answer your question, what will be the outcome, right? Is that what you asked, right? So the outcome, of course, is that there are so many different fields in this age. Especially, we live in one of the most beautiful age of all times. So there are so many different fields, and the more there is opportunity out there, the more people don't know. And I think so, like people like you or me, or there are so many different people who do the career counseling. So I think so you need to, whoever you think as a mentor, whoever you think as a career counselor, or somebody, I don't know if universities in Pakistan kind of have the career counseling offices, but you need to definitely consult them, and we need to go out to them. Again, there is a big influx of people who are going to engineering universities and becoming doctors. Okay, doctors I can still see, but with engineers, like there are 50 universities which are giving degrees to students. 2,500 on average students are graduating on average every year, and there is only one job for every 100%. Like for 100, there is a ratio of one job, white collar job, for each engineer. So just think about it. So what about the rest of the people? What are the 2,400 people are going to be just without job or something? So they need to open themselves, and there is so many opportunities in different other trends which are going. So the whole world is going in different direction. We need to open ourselves to different new trends.
All right. So
I hope I answered your question,
yeah,
right?
you answered it.
Okay.
All right, moving forward to the next question. Just tell me, who should attend your training and who should not attend your training?
Okay, who should attend my training and who should not attend my training? Okay, I would say everybody should attend my training, but at the same time, okay, so who should attend my training? Anybody who feels that they are just not the right fit. They are not happy with their career, their profession, the money they are earning, the way in the company they're working, or if they're jobless, or they want some advice on how to open their business, or anything, like anything which is, if you're not unhappy with the current state of your
Right.
career as a profession, I think so you need to attend this training.
All right, that's great. So it means I should also attend your training, by the way. Just kidding. Okay, so what would be the duration of this training?
Okay, duration. I think so. After, like, a human brain checks out after like 45 minutes, I would say, it should be on average it should be 45 minutes. But the benefit is that people can just come back to the videos.
And is it going to be a passive learning for the participants? Is it like only you are going to teach and they are just going to listen to you, or can they also participate?
um, I would prefer that it should be, live training. I would prefer that. But because it's my first session, so I think so it's gonna be more appropriate if you do the video.
All right,
Yeah.
that's great. So I believe that is it for this interview, and it would be
Mm-hmm.
so helpful for the people who are planning to attend your training. And if there would be any other questions, so definitely we'll ask those questions as well. But thank you so very much for giving us your time, and I really appreciate your effort. And I hope and I really wish you a very best of luck for your upcoming training, which is the career development. So thank you so very much for your time, Avish. Stay blessed.
Thank you so much.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, thank you.